After The West Wing Season 1, primary character Mandy Hampton, Moira Kelly, disappeared and was never heard from again, prompting many fans of the popular White House show to wonder what happened to her and why an explanation was never given. Mandy Hampton was a savvy political operative who transitioned from a senatorial staff member into the White House after a lucrative career in public relations. She was involved in many high-profile storylines in Season 1, which made her exit all the more mysterious. The West Wing is a show about the senior staff inside the White House beginning in Jed Bartlett's second year after his election, and is widely considered one of the best ensemble casts on television, and is one of creator Aaron Sorkin's most famous projects. The West Wing was praised for its political realism but also looked at suspiciously for its political idealism. The cast of The West Wing, including Martin Sheen, Bradley Whitford, Allison Janney, John Spencer, Rob Lowe, and Richard Schiff was the strength of the show, but some of the cast vanished with no explanation, including Mandy Hampton. The West Wing's creators realized Mandy wasn't working. Moira Kelly as Mandy Hampton and Bradley Whitford as Josh Lyman in The West Wing. Mandy Hampton is prominently featured throughout the first half of The West Wing Season 1. In addition to being a well-respected political consultant, she is also known to currently be dating Senator Lloyd Russell and formerly dated White House Deputy Chief of Staff Josh Lyman, Whitford. Throughout the course of that first season, however, Sorkin and the creators began to realize the character wasn't working well. In an interview for Inside the West Wing, an unauthorized look at television's smartest show by Paul Challen, Aaron Sorkin discussed her exit. Because it seemed to be a mutual agreement that the character was not working as they had both hoped it would, both Sorkin and Kelly eventually worked toward her leaving the show after the first season. In fact, as the season moved towards its conclusion, Kelly's character became more and more absent from the show. In one storyline in the middle of that inaugural season, it is discovered that Mandy Hampton wrote a memo that was harshly critical of the Jed Bartlett administration, and she is sidelined from policymaking discussions as a result. Mandy's departure backfired on The West Wing. Over the course of 7 seasons, many characters would leave The West Wing without any explanation about where they went. The funneling of characters in and out of the show became so common that fans of The West Wing developed their own explanation for what happened to them. The trope of The West Wing characters disappearing without explanation became known as "going to Mandyville," after Mandy Hampton became the first character to have a significant role and disappear without a trace. Despite its strong core cast, relevant and resonant storylines, and unmatched dialogue, the 7 seasons of The West Wing did have its flaws. One of those flaws that stands out over time was how strong characters or characters that were essential to large elements of the plot were written out or abandoned. Often, this is the nature of Hollywood, with actors only available for short periods of time or a limited number of episodes. The issue became so common, however, that Mandy's disappearance became a launching pad for one way the show was criticized. What Moira Kelly did after leaving The West Wing. After Moira Kelly left The West Wing, she did find another long-term acting job soon thereafter. Kelly left The West Wing after the first season ended in 2000, but then she became a regular for the first 6 seasons of One Tree Hill from 2003 to 2009. In One Tree Hill, she played Karen Rowe, the single mother to Chad Michael Murray's Lucas Scott. Kelly was praised for the role that had to balance the relationship with Lucas Scott and one with the series antagonist, Dan Scott. After that role ended in 2009, Kelly was in the television film Twin Peaks: The Missing Pieces and has done sporadic episodes of television for shows such as Heroes, Num3RS, Drop Dead Diva, and The Resident. She most recently starred in the Hallmark Channel's My Southern Family Christmas in 2022. Primarily, she spends time in Texas with her husband, Steve Hewitt, and their 2 children, Ella and Eamon. Moira Kelly's exit from The West Wing did allow her to have a prominent role on One Tree Hill, but her disappearance remains one of the major mysteries of the iconic show.